Oh. Ah! Kaboom! Ugh.
Baka! Ooh! Hey! Manga Tuesday!
Hola! Hi, I'm Margin Tweak, and you are watching Manga Tuesday! Episode 80! Holy cow! Don't have a cow! People, for today's episode, we will be reviewing this little beauty here, The Last of the Mohicans by Sugiura, Sugar now.
Shuka now.
Nice hardcover, The Last of the Mohicans. There was also an anime of The Last of the Mohicans that I'm also very familiar with, so I'm sort of going to be reviewing both. It's a bit of a, it's the same story, but there's some, little minor and some major differences between the both. But I'm sort of just going to be bouncing between both as I review. The Last of the Mohicans follows the legendary tale of the young boy Montekia and his legendary journey to the El Polo Loco, where he liberated the Mohican people and led them back on an epic quest, led them back to their homeland, all while wearing his signature Viva cap. After successfully completing his mission, he would journey home, and with the aid of his valiant donkey, he would evade capture from Authorita and return home to his own La Familia. Montekia Scotch was a brave young boy, and this story is a tale of hope and ambition and good tidings and inspiration and more hope and tranquility and bravery and epic courage and determination and grit and hope. The anime is very well animated. All the animation is very smooth. It's slick like butter. And the storytelling is very coherent, and that the story flows along very smoothly like butter. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for the manga. The manga is not smooth. I can believe the manga's not butter. It's clunky and kind of boring and not very good. I just got a DM from the masturbating kangaroo. It says, "Hello, Margin." I don't know if you heard the buzz in the recording, but obviously Kang knows. He has a sixth sense. He knows I'm in Margin mode right now. Back to the review. Basically, yeah, the manga, I don't really like the manga. It's okay. It's very vintage. It's very old. I like this release. It's hardcover. It's a beautiful looking book. It's these 10-cent manga printing company. They only made 2 mangas and then that was it. And it seems like that's what they were going to do, like more sort of old vintage manga, because they printed this and then some really old Osamu Tezuka manga, which I don't know if that was any good either. That one's a little more harder to find now. It's a little more expensive. I do actually wish that 10-cent manga released more English translations of old vintage mangas, even if they're not, a lot of them weren't that good, like, because this one, but it is, first of all, these are beautiful to have in your collection, and it is interesting to look back on some of the very early days of manga. It's an interesting historical experience, It's very well done. Like, the translations are fine, and there's got like a bunch of stuff at the back, like extra stuff, like information about it. So it's very it's a very thorough, cohesive. I don't know words. It's a very complete little experience, and it would have been really nice to see what other old manga that otherwise I'd probably never hear about and never get a chance to read, what they could have printed. But I think the company is pretty much dead. I mean, they've only made 2, and these translations were done and printed years ago. Last of the Mohicans and the Osamu Tezuka one both might be out of print now, so they're probably both hard to find. Which is a shame, but maybe it's not that much of a shame, because the Last of the Mohicans manga is kind of a bit of a dud. It's very short and it's a little all over the place. It's a little hard to follow at times. It has a few good moments, I guess, towards the end, but overall, you're not really missing much not reading this. But now the anime, the Last of the Mohicans anime, that is great. The Last of the Mohicans anime is actually still ongoing. It actually recently just got renewed for some $900 million deal with a promise of 6 more seasons as well as 14 more movies, which is, I'm a little mixed feelings towards. The Mohicans anime has still been going relatively strong, even though it's changed, its vibe has changed a lot over the years, but it's still, I think, going fairly strong, unlike some other long-running animes like The Simpsons that have, you know, fallen from grace many decades ago at this point. But still, another 6 seasons is a lot. But also the really confusing is the 14 movies. What the fuck is that about? Like, are these going to be like actual full-length proper theatrical releases, or is this just going to be like, you know, 14 fucking 40-minute direct-to-TV OVAs? It's a little unclear, but the entire thing is a little concerning, but I don't know. That's the main character, by the way, Montekia. That's him, Montekia. He's the last Mohican. Anyways, I don't really have much else to say other than, I know you've heard of Mexican salsa, but Mexican pride? Anyway, that pretty much sums things up. So for a rating, I would give The Last of the Mohicans a 4 out of 10. That's as high as I could possibly go with it. So, thanks for watching. And as always, unfortunately, the Australian women's beach volleyball team were unable to win the gold medal match. And that was rather upsetting. Not just because I had $50 on it, but because I'd been watching them a bunch at the Olympics and I was really getting behind them. I thought they could do it! But they'll get it done in 3 years' time. Maria Fea Tasho Dal Sala! You can do it! Parry?
It's just another.
Sing your song, earn your pay. Work, Mexican work. Work, Mexican. Mexican is your lot in life. While people play in the sun all day. Work, Mexican work.
Hurry up and reply, you cunt.